Hey guys, Andy here. So it kind of surprised me when I realised I've not tried a OnePlus device since the OnePlus 2, almost exactly 3 years ago, about 4 days off. And I remember I loved the OnePlus One, or the OnePlus. Was it called the OnePlus One, or was it just the OnePlus at that point? I can't remember. But I think I even gave it like my phone of the year or something, because I think it was £250, and it generally had really good specs, performed really well, and was a really good device. I think the OnePlus 2 didn't quite do it for me the way that the first one did, and maybe I just kind of went off the ball on them a little. I'm not sure. I don't know why I've not had. I mean, obviously I have to buy all my own devices, and this was a little bit of an impulse to buy, if I'm very honest. And I would recommend. I bought mine from John Lewis. I was looking at. I had a voucher for free shipping from OnePlus. Oh, okay, but it's still probably going to take a while. Then I saw it was on Amazon with Prime delivery, next day delivery. Okay, that's quite a good option. Then I realised, well, John Lewis do 2-year warranties. That's probably quite a good thing to have on a phone, and it's transferable, so if you sell it, they can have it. So I ordered it last night just before 7 o'clock, and then it came into my local Waitrose at about 9:15. I got the text, so I've dashed down there, picked it up. It comes in 3 colours: Thunder Purple, Mirror Black, and Midnight Black. As you can see on that there, this is the Mirror Black. It's the 128 gig storage version, which means it has 6 gig of RAM. The box is quite nice. That's quite nice as well, actually, the sort of striped, can you see that? The striped sort of effect on the 6. A bit about the OnePlus community there. Yeah, I do remember their packaging was very, very nice from the first two. So my hopes are high on quite a fun unboxing. Unlock the speed. Oh. And it's funny, I've just realised the box is, it's almost like a soft touch. There is the device straight away. Let's not worry about the device. Can I get it out? Was it stuck on there? An invitation letter. A word from... I'm not going to read that at the moment, I'm afraid. Sorry if you were... So there's a case for the device with... What have we got here? There's the SIM changing tool, safety information. Oh no, it was the wrong way up, was it? Yeah. That is quite a lot of... Oh no, okay, is it double-sided? Oh, it's different languages. Okay, anyways, it's a quick start guide. What is going... There we go, I'll have to bend the box. There we go. Well, that's quite odd. I don't know if I was doing something wrong, but there we go. So, yeah, that's quite a nice case. Quite a big cutout around everything there. It's not all that tight fitting. Cutout around there. Is that the sort of mute button? Volume adjusters. USB Type-C at the bottom. Take it back out of the case just for the rest of the unboxing though. But so let's just check what else is in. So they have, I forgot what it's called now, actually. They have their own specific fast charge, don't they? If it's power charge or something, I actually forget them. I do apologise, I should have double checked before. So there's the charging brick, the cable's very nice. Red, and got little caps on the end, little cable holdery bits, and there's a USB Type-C to 3.5mm jack because the phone does not have one. So I think that's all in the box. So let's get it booting up while we talk about some of the specifications. That's assuming it's got some power in it. There we go, for it to vibrate. It's 185 grams. This, as I say, is the Mirror Black. It does feel very nice. I think it's glass front and back with aluminium frame around it. It's nice and shiny. The chipset is the Snapdragon 845 10nm chipset. I know some people get upset because that's an old processor, but it's the latest one that they do, so I think you have to make do with that. It's got an octa-core CPU, it's got the Adreno 630 GPU, I think I mentioned this one's got 6 gig of RAM. You can get it with 8 gig of RAM for £30 more. I've not seen any reason to go to 8 gig as yet. I've seen some speed tests. They look to be the same performance. It doesn't have the 3.5mm jack as mentioned. It doesn't have a notification LED. It doesn't have an always-on display. And it doesn't have a card slot. Did I mention the card slot already? So, and it does have a notch. Interestingly, surely this is as close to not being a notch as you can get. A nice little what they call teardrop notch, which I think looks fine. The overall screen coverage is very good. It's 85.6 screen to body ratio. It's a 6.41 optic AMOLED screen, which is why I'm confused a little bit why they don't have an always on display, because AMOLED screens normally do have. So hopefully that's something I add with software, because to me it's probably a deal breaker. I'm reading that people say, yeah, but the lift awake is so good, and I was kind of thinking, that's fine, but it's still not as good as always on display. The screen itself is 2340 by 1080, which is 19.9 by 9 aspect ratio and about 402 pixels per inch. All covered with Corning Gorilla Glass 6, which I think is the first phone I've used with Gorilla Glass 6, which is interesting. Now, some people say, oh, it's only 1080p screen. I really don't see a problem with that. How small the screen is. My TV, well actually no, my TV is now 4K, but for a long time it was a 1080p TV that was like 50 inches and that looked okay. Obviously it's sitting along further away, but I'm just saying, a screen this small, do you really need more than 1080p? I'm not sure you do. I did a Netflix comparison using the Pocket phone because that can only do it in 540p against the 1080p. You couldn't really tell the difference. So to me, 1080p is fine. We'll quickly mention the cameras on the back while we're looking at things. So the two dual lens, 16 megapixel f1.7 and a 20 megapixel f1.7, but the 20 megapixel, it says 16 megapixel effective, so I'm not actually sure what that means. It does do 4K at 60 frames per second video, and the front facing camera is 16 megapixels f2.0. Now obviously subscribe if you haven't already, please, and click that bell so you notify when I do new videos, because I will be doing some camera tests and video, well mainly it's video tests if I'm honest. They're a bit better on YouTube, I just personally feel. So obviously subscribe to make sure you don't miss those. Right, I think at this point I will get the phone set up and then come back to you. I'll get a couple of bits installed and come back to you, so have just a quick first look at it. Just kind of interrupting the process briefly, just I don't really know why, but I'm just adding face data. Again, just stop to show you the fingerprint setup, so it's lit up the area. I was trying to use different parts of, you see it's actually lights up. That's not a sort of effect just for the sake of effect. That is how it reads the fingerprint. It needs to light it up because it's doing it all optically. Just stop for something else. I do like gestures. I seem to remember having these before, which I quite liked. So yeah, we'll turn all of those on. Oh, screen calibration. That's quite interesting. Then we'll go adaptive. Oh. Choose our font. Okay, we'll go with the OnePlus recommended then, to get the full OnePlus experience. And here we are in the device. Right, I will now right from the side, off from the side, there we go, look, hidden apps, okay. Oops, I didn't mean to press that. Nothing from that side though. Alright, so as I said, I will get a few things installed and then come back to you. Right, so I've got a couple of things installed, I've got things updated. There was actually a system update, so I've done that. I have to say, I'm liking it at the minute. So the OnePlus, it's in a funny territory. I've been doing a lot of videos about sort of the Pixel 3 XL, the Huawei Mate 20 Pro, the Note 9, and it's particularly the Mate 20 Pro. A lot of people are saying you should just get the OnePlus 6T or the OnePlus 6 even. Yeah, it's just like camera's not as good, but everything else is better and quicker and all sort of thing, and you're saving £300–400 or something like that. Which, okay, interesting point. And then a lot of the people that sort of put forward the OnePlus 6 or the OnePlus 6T have the Pocophone F1 owners going, oh, you want to just get a Pocophone if you're getting a OnePlus. Just get the Pocophone F1. It's just as good for £200 less or something like that. And it's in that weird. It's kind of poking at people above it price wise, and then the people below it are poking and saying, "No, come down here." And I still have the Pocophone, so I'm going to do some comparisons against that. So just a couple of bits I wanted to show you initially. If we're going to settings, we're going to display. I like that you can hide the notch area, and it's hidden the proper way. So the icons and things are still at the top. I'm going to leave it on for the moment because I don't think it's too bad a notch actually. We come back. What else was I was going to show you? Ambient display. Status bar, I think it was. So we turn the battery percentage on. Fine. Icon manager though. So we get to turn off, and this is what I hate about the Mate 20 Pro. So I can turn off the VoLTE, the NFC. I mean, I could turn off somewhere, wherever it is. Mobile data look. So I do like that. Is the time on there for the left hand side, or are we stuck with the time? Can't see it. I've also turned on gestures. Let's see where we find those. I think I just searched for them, to be honest. Navigation gestures. The only thing I find a little bit weird is back, and back is swiping up from the left or the right side. I don't know quite why they didn't come in from the side like other gestures do. So, I should point out it's running, where is it going to tell me? It is running Android Pie 9.0. Obviously it's their own version, Oxygen OS, but it is an Android Pie. Oh, and go home on gestures. Well, actually, that's the app switcher. Home is a flick up from the bottom. I'm going to start up Geekbench because I know this can take a little bit of time. So, early impressions, it does seem quite a nice little device. A lot of people are saying the only real downside, aside the always on display and the no LED notification light, is the camera. And obviously I'll do some testing of that. I'll do it against the higher end big boys and the lower end Pocophone F1, and we'll see where it sits in that respect. But power wise, I'm expecting a really good Geekbench 4. I've not run this before, but I'm expecting maybe even 5 figures, which the Mate 20 Pro did, but the Pixel 3 XL couldn't break, or didn't break 8,000 for me. The Note 9 was around, I think, 9,000-ish. So we'll see what this does. I won't make you watch it all though, we'll come back in a moment to see the result. Okay, so maybe I expected a little too much. 9,068, still a very good score. Very respectable. The other thing I want to check, obviously, well, there's 2 other things I want to check. I want to check the speaker, because it's not stereo. Pinch to zoom does fill the whole screen going into the notch, but looks pretty good both ends. Now I have to be careful because it's the actual video, not the audio, that will get me taken down from YouTube. So let's try the audio first. I would say it sounds good. It sounds, well, okay to good. Let's close that down. I mean, it is a solo speaker. It seems to have reasonable volume and reasonably rounded. It's okay. It's sufficient. It'd probably be fine for me for podcasts and voice calls, which is all you can really ask for. Then I'm going to bring in Deadpool to take a quick snap of with his wobbling head. That seemed quite a quick shutter response, and then we're going to tap on him to get the portrait mode as well. I'm not sure I see much difference in those. We'll have to, the portrait mode will take more testing really, out and about, but the images looked pretty good. So I mean, that's it really. It was just a quick look around. Let's just try. We've not tested. Oh, look at that snazzy animation. And fail. Yeah, the face unlock seems to be fine. Let me just try it without. So I'm gonna press the power button and then. Yeah, I mean that is very quick. That was very quick. So I'm sure. I mean, everyone has said the fingerprint sensor is really very good. So it's probably just something. So I'll try registering it again. I'll try registering some other fingers. I'm sure it's probably something. Let me try that mute button. Where is it? There we go. Well, see, I can I? Is there a setting in the middle? Vibrate. I quite like that. I've never had one of these slides. Did the early ones have those? Maybe they did. Might quite like that actually. And there is the ambient display. It's not always on. In fact, let's try. When it goes off, we'll try lifting it. Okay, that's pretty quick. It's also set that I can tap to wake it as well. So let's. Yeah, so I can see that might be acceptable instead of an always on display. Yeah, the fingerprint sensor. Subscribe. I'm sure I'll work it out before the review. I'm sure it's something I'm doing wrong because everybody's saying it's really quick, fast, responsive, reliable. So there we go. The one thing I didn't mention was the non-removable 3,700 mAh battery. Not as big as some, but bigger than others. So not as big as the Samsung or the Huawei, but bigger than the Pixel 3 XL. They do have that crazy fast charging, like I think I mentioned already. I'll obviously be doing some testing of that. So please let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you've got any questions that you might want me to answer in the full review, which will come in hopefully no more than a week, let me know. But that's it for now. My name's Andy. I'll catch you all again soon. Well done, and thank you for making it to the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, you might want to click the little fellow that should hopefully appear about here to subscribe. You may also want to check out some of my other videos, which are going to appear somewhere there. Also, come and have a look at my website, androidandy.uk. There is also a forum. Come and say hello on the forum. If you've got any questions about things or request me to review things or anything else, just come and have a chat on the forum.